There was a low period in which Digimon sort of faded away. To celebrate an English game coming out after so long, I did the first Digimonth in November of 2014 to celebrate Digimon All-Star Rumble. This first Digimonth was all the obvious choices. I played Digimon World for 4 episodes, which was the first English Digimon video game. Next was World 2. Those episodes were a bit short because, well, I've sunk over 300 hours of my childhood into it, and frankly it sucks. Battle Spirit 2 came after that. Why not the first? I don't know, that was literally 8 years ago. Back on the PS1 for Card Battle. This one is surprisingly alright and I got a few battles out of it. Another weird Western pull was Digimon Racing. Of course there's a kart racer, and of course it was on Game Boy Advance. Rumble Arena only makes sense, since All-Star Rumble is sort of part of that series. I don't know why the World 3 episodes didn't come out after World 2, but I couldn't leave that one out. World Data Squad got 4 episodes, which might suggest is more than it deserves, but I think it's the most approachable Digimon game at the time. Rumble Arena 2, of course, this one can actually be fun if you're prepared to not take it seriously. World Dusk was among the last Digimon games to reach our shores, and it's a really good one. World Championship was the very last one we got, I think. I remember really turning around on it when I made those episodes. Masters Online is an MMO. What else can even be said? And then finally, All-Star Rumble. Worth the hype? Absolutely not. But it was something, and that's all I needed. Digimonth 2016 was something I wasn't expecting to do because All-Star Rumble was so underwhelming that there's no way it would bring Digimon back to the West. But a fan petition that actually worked got us Cyber Sleuth. Digimon Heroes was hot at the time, so that's what I started with. I played that game every day from when it started to when it ended. All-Star Rumble came back in the form of a multiplayer video. Multiplayer would end up being the theme of this Digimonth, so you'll see some returning games. World Redigitize ended up getting a lot of attention because it was a fan translation I really wanted to show some love for. We'd get something a lot like this in the future. Back to Rumble Arena, but this time with friends. Same with World 1. I set up some pre-trained Digimon to show off the battle mode. 4 episodes of Cyber Sleuth, which would then go on to be a 54-part full playthrough. It's full of commentary, read dialogue, party monster variety, and trimmed to the fat of random encounters and menu management. You really gotta check it out. As well as the tips and tricks video I did on Cyber Sleuth that will make you into a top-tier player. Digital Card Battle, of course, had to be revisited with an intense 2-player battle. I also did a reluctant return to World 2. It's got something to see too, and now I never have to think about it again. The first live-action Let's Play with the Digibattle card game between Kim and I. I put a lot of work into that one, creating a HUD and animations to really make the game flashy. I dragged some other friends into Rumble Arena 2 and learned it doesn't actually support 4 players on PS2. All-Star Rumble came back, mainly because I was running out of easy ideas and like Guillemon. You might have noticed something missing from the first Digimonth. That's because I saved World 4 just for multiplayer, which you can watch us suffer through in 4 whole episodes. With the majority of the mainstream games out of the way, you can imagine that the well would be running a little dry. But not so. For Digimonth 03, which was celebrating Next Order, I checked out some missed games, foreign stuff, VPET toys, and bootlegs. First up was a fan-made RPG Maker game called Your Digital Dream. Before, when I did World Dusk, I skipped World DS, but not this time. That's all the DS games, except Dawn, but that's just recolored Dusk. Next Order ended up being 5 episodes at a total of almost 5 hours. This didn't end up being a full playthrough because I didn't think it would be entertaining enough. Adventure, a Node Tamer, is a tactics game, meaning survive isn't the first. And if you didn't know that, it's okay. Nobody knows much about the Wonder Swan. Oh, there's the first Battle Spirit. Weird I did 2 right away and saved this one for so much later. After that, Kim and I messed around with a Japanese Digimon home arcade console called the Cross Arena. This is incredibly interesting, so I hope you'll check it out. I may return to this another time now that I have the Digivice compatible with it. Did you know there's a Digimon mod called Digimobs for Minecraft? Well, now you do. I couldn't tell you if it's still available nowadays though. I then reviewed the D3 Digivice. That's the Season 2 one. This would be the first of many toy reviews. Some old Flash games arose from the grave to entertain one final time for a solid 30 minutes of 90s nostalgia. The second Digivice toy review was the D-Power from Season 3. This one is extra special because I showcased a one-on-one battle with Kim. Next was my personal favorite one, the D-Link device from Season 5. Yes, I realized I skipped Season 4. The second live-action card game with more flashy effects for you to enjoy was New World, a short-lived card game based on Digimon Fusion. I sunk and sunk until I could reach the bottom and scraped up Android phone games. Times sure were hard. World Ace is another fan-made project that I dabbled in just long enough to get the gist of it. Adventure Try, Digital Sky, was one of those bootleg games that would frequently disappear and return under a different name, a popular trend for a lot of these knockoffs. The Crossloader Digivice was my next review. It's not the color-screened one, but I assure you that review will come someday. Then I learned the mobile game, well, runs deep, and dredged up 2 more episodes of this garbage. Following that was the first Digimon video game on the Sega Saturn. This is special not only because it's the first game, World was the first in English, mind you, but because it's on my favorite console, the Sega Saturn. I stumbled a bit through the Japanese, but this may be a good revisit in the future. Kim and I then did an hour-long video about Digimon Heroes because I never spend my special tickets and she was dying to see what I'd get. For some reason, I included this first April Fool's video that, unsurprisingly, went over the heads of a lot of Digimon fans. You guys just don't get comedy. And lastly, a combined episode of 2 of those ever name-changing bootlegs. Man, was I ever running out of games to play. Digimonth times 4 is more than I ever thought I'd be doing, but Cybersleuth did so well it got hacker's memory, so here I am once again celebrating Digimon video games. It began with more Digimon Heroes, doing more egg opening, and a final farewell to the best time killer I had. The tour reviews I did for that Digimonth were the Cross Wars Mini, VPET version 3, one of the D-scanners from Season 4, and the Apply Drive. And if you thought Android game schlock was over, you were dead wrong, but dang are these some stupid fun. Adventure PSP was another fan translation project I just had to showcase, so that got quite a bit of play this time. More fan games in the form of a Game Boy Advance and RPG Maker titles in a double feature came up too. For some reason, I revisited Digital Sky. I spent a lot of time playing this game, even though my phone at the time could barely run it. World Cyber, I Noir Enfant, and World Online, which was a Tibia mod I think, were even more fan games I tried out. Running out of official titles means a lot of fan games. Kim and I also beat a weird Digimon-like Flash game with MapleStory sprites. To finally get back to official releases, I also tried out the now dead Digimon Lynx. Honestly, I won't miss it. 4 one-hour-long episodes of Hacker's Memory came out, which, like Cybersleuth, would become a 67-part full playthrough with the same attention to detail as the first Cybersleuth. Sapphire is another bootleg platformer that ended up being a bundle of 2 sessions. I then pulled you into my world by doing a little show and tell of all the cool Digimon merch I had accumulated over time. Speaking of, after that was my first unboxing video with Kim for the new domes that had just come out. A lot more unboxing to come. Tamer Go, another gacha knockoff that plays just like all the others. And finally wrapped up Digimonth times 4 with my friend Heather as we experiment with some weird Digimon content in Little Big Planet. This will be the 5th Digimonth. A lot more than I had expected to do, but I sure did get to try out a lot of great and weird Digimon stuff. This month expect a lot more unboxing, obscure titles, fan games, remakes, and card stuff. And be sure to catch the Vital Bracelet overview. We're finally celebrating Digimon Survive. If you know of some games I missed, please let me know. I honestly have no idea if I can do 30 more unique videos if a 6th Digimonth ever comes. I've got a few more ideas in the vault, and will be branching out to fan-made Digimon content in other games, like with Little Big Planet. And still have some great suggestions from viewers I didn't get around to this month. I can't say for sure at this moment if Digimon Survive will be a full playthrough, and would love your input in the comments, or come to the live streams to let me know. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for Digimonth 5.